Hi everybody, this is Eric Lempel, Director of PlayStation Network Operations. Regular readers of the blog typically know that we like to give you advance notice on the firmware, and we're doing something a little different today. We're actually going to give you an advanced look at the firmware. We're actually shooting all this from the new PlayStation Eye, and behind me I've got the new firmware. So let's take a look at some of the new features. One of the first things you'll see is a new feature added for remote play called Remote Start. And this gives you the ability to actually turn on your PS3 and turn it off from a Wi-Fi location. Regular readers have said in the past they love the ability to access their media from their PSP from any Wi-Fi spot, but they might not necessarily want to leave their PS3 on the whole time they're out of the house. So this allows you to actually turn your PS3 on. So you can be anywhere at a Wi-Fi spot, go on your PSP, turn your PS3 on, access your media, look at your media, watch it, play it, then shut it off and go back to using your PSP. The next thing you might have noticed in the back, scrolling behind me, this should look new to people who regularly take a look at the XMB, is something we're calling the information board. And this is on the network section of the XMB. And if you go down here, you can choose to activate it, use it, or not display it. And if you choose to display it, you'll get a few headlines scrolling of all the latest news. So we plan on putting regular PlayStation Store updates, updates on new releases, anything relevant to the PlayStation world will be on the information board and it'll be updated on a regular basis. So once you click into the information board, you'll be able to see a few different categories for the different stories that were featured in the headlines. And then you can click through on a story. Here I'm clicking through on the Ratchet & Clank Future story, and you'll get some more information about that story. Recently, we updated the firmware and allowed you to use different backgrounds on the XMB, so you can use a photo or download backgrounds from the PlayStation Store. So we're taking that a step further, and we're going to be implementing full themes on the XMB. So with this firmware update, you can go down here and you'll see theme settings, and if you click on this, you'll see here I've got a couple of themes that will be available at launch and should come in the firmware update or may be available from our website. And this is one called Air Paint. And basically the themes fully change the background of the XMB, and they also change the look of the icons. And so you can see all the icons look a lot different than what you'd normally expect. And we'll be making these available in the PlayStation Store and on PlayStation.com. They'll be available for games and other different types of themes around the gaming universe and things probably outside of gaming as well. So I'll go back to the original background. And the next thing I want to talk about are playlists. So as many of you know, you can store your photos and your music on the PS3, but in the past, they were divided up into folders. So here we've got folders divided up by month, but you can also do it by year or just have every file there. But with playlists, we're creating the ability to take specific photos and put them in folders, so you can just create a playlist of your favorite photos. So if you want to have your favorite photos scrolling in the background, but they're all in different folders or organized differently, you can now do that. So basically, you click over on playlists, and here I've got a bunch of playlists divided out by different categories. It could be a trip, it could be pictures of your friends and family. But here I'll create a new playlist, and we'll just call this favorites. So we'll delete that, and I'll just call it, let's say, one's capital. Call it fave, and I'll click through, and now I've got a new playlist. And basically, if I scroll down to that playlist, it's over here, I can start adding content by going to edit, and then this allows me to browse all of my photos on the PS3 and pick photos I want. So here's a picture of a cat, and I'll add that cat to the playlist, and I'll go out and I'll say, okay, here's another picture of a vacation. I'll add that, and then if I go back out, quit editing, go back into my playlist section, go down here, and you can see those two photos are in there. And I think a useful feature will be that you can also do this with music. So it's really key to take all of your music, and currently they're divided up by artist, but if you want to create a playlist of your favorite songs from those artists, you can do it the same exact way that I did that with photos. And the last thing we want to show you is something new you'll notice on the XMB, and keep in mind this is a test unit, so it doesn't exactly have the same icons that you normally see on your PS3, but you will see this new icon for the PlayStation Network. So we've got a new branded icon for the PlayStation Network. That'll be here. The PlayStation Store and account management will appear under here, and in time we'll add more network features. So again, we look forward to your feedback. Keep all the feedback on the blog coming, and we look forward to bringing you more updates in the future.